Sylvia Career Podcast, where we have conversations that matter. Today we are going to speak about confidence, and before we get to that, let's recap what we spoke about in the previous episode. So the previous episode was talking about accountability and the role of accountability in goal setting and also in navigating change. So what is confidence really? It's the ability to trust that you can figure out the things that you are doing. And if you're doing a speaking engagement, it is the ability to trust yourself to do that thing which you have planned to do. And many people struggle with confidence, not because they are not able to articulate, not because they don't know what they want to say, not because they are not inherently gifted to speak, but it is because of the self-doubt. And so what happens to people that have self-doubt? Most of the time, it's as a result of a previous experience, which perhaps you raised your hand to do something and then you did not do well as per what you had imagined, or the audience you experienced did not give you the affirmation that you needed. And many people in that aspect would tend to keep themselves down and not want to try it again. And it was just one failure, really. It doesn't mean that you would fail again and again. So that is an inherent thought that this is not meant for me, or I'm not supposed to be doing this. And yet it could be your area of gifting. So that is one way that affects somebody's confidence. Another part is it's natural to feel nervous in trying out a new thing. And because it's a natural response, many people don't know how to respond to that, or rather how to overcome the natural response, which inherently you want to protect yourself from any harm and danger, or from anything that is strange or new to you. So that is what might cause you to become not so confident, or rather hesitant in what you want to do. Another reason why many people struggle with confidence is because they think it is meant for other people and not for them. So it's still part of self-doubt, not trusting that you're good enough to do something. And it could be because of your upbringing. There are many people who have grown up with not so friendly environment. Maybe somebody was bullied when they are growing up, or you grew up in a strict background where anything that is not perfect is harshly criticized. So unfortunately, the upbringing, when you become an adult, there are tendencies of you behaving as though you're still being criticized in what you did in the past. And so that makes you want to hold back from becoming your best self as a result of a previous experience. And honestly, unfriendly upbringing, you have no control but you have control of where you're going and how you respond to many aspects as you go along. So in this aspect of speaking about confidence, it is also practice that would enable you to become more confident. And that's what we will discuss later as we go along. So we're just looking at the root cause. Why do some people struggle with confidence? And it's also interesting that people who grew up in environments where they are affirmed daily don't struggle with confidence. And these are the people who confidently say that it's just in me. I am just naturally confident. But in real sense, it is not that you are naturally confident. You are trained to be confident because you were affirmed in what you were doing. When you are growing up, somebody would tell you, well done, and then you keep trying new things again and again. So when you become conscious of who you are, you find yourself confident, unlike other people who did not grow up in that environment. And that is what even grew, or rather, what has made people think that there are people who are born confident and others are not confident. That is indeed a myth. And I would like to demystify to say that confidence is not inherent, it is built. The more you practice, the more you get better and the more confident you become. And also, there are people who also think that because you are naturally confident, or rather, you grew up in an environment where you are encouraged to try new things, therefore, your confidence level is a little bit high. They may think that there is no need for them to be trained in public speaking, for example. Confidence, a person who wants to speak on stage or to host podcasts or to appear on big conferences doing a keynote speech would still need to go through the training so that they are able to articulate their points well, or they're able to deliver in a calm and friendly manner. Because truth be told, everyone gets nervous. Even speakers that do international gigs would still struggle backstage before they appear on camera, giving that confident and a more calm and a very good speech that we watch or imagine that it's made perfect. But the truth is, we all have to keep practicing. So it is indeed a myth that you either are confident or not. You have to keep practicing. So it comes by practice, and the more you take on assignments to present, if, for example, you're doing a video or a presentation, the more you do it, the better you get at it and the more confident. So we don't really wait for confidence first before we start. We start with all the faults, with all the mistakes, and then confidence will come along. So in that case, you use your competence that you have in delivering that which you have prepared. However, the confidence is the one that will grow as you build on it. So scientifically, it is proven that anything that you put yourself to it, you will definitely keep advancing and getting better and better and better again. So that in itself, it is referred to as confidence loop, that each time you start a new thing and you keep doing it, you get better at it. So that is, in essence, what confidence really is all about. And there are steps that you would take for you to keep growing in your confidence level. And honestly, as you grow, any new assignment that you want to take upon, you will definitely struggle as you start. But the point is, start it anyway. So you push yourself to do it. And as I have said earlier, confidence will catch up with you as you do it. So why is confidence important? Confidence is important because it is the differentiator between people that are successful and the people that are hesitant. Yeah, so you notice that a person, the difference between the person who has taken action. For example, if you've set yourself a goal, let's say you want to create episodes for your podcast, and then you become hesitant about creating the podcasts, then you will keep postponing it again and again, and you end up not doing it, as compared to a person who will feel nervous but still show up anyway to do the podcast, because that person would become nervous day one, but as they continue increasing the frequency of their recordings or frequency of showing up in the podcast, they will become confident in what they do, and it also helps them believe in what they are doing. And when you believe in yourself and what you are doing, that means that your ability to take action over and over again will keep increasing. It will be very easy for you to go to continue from episode 1 compared to the person who is on episode 0. I'm using podcasting because it's what I am doing, so that it is gives us a real picture on what it is. And also, let me give an example of also showing up to do a public speaking gig. Yes, if you don't show up, if you don't accept a speaking engagement day one, there is no way you become confident to do it, because you have to do it with all your faults, with all the mistakes, make all the mistakes that you can do, because in the mistakes is when we get better, because we will keep learning from our mistakes and keep improving. And rather than just sticking and staying to create the perfect environment, or also rather waiting for it to be perfect before you go out there and do it, it is much better to have something halfway done compared to something not started at all. Yes, so there is a key difference between a person who takes action and who doesn't. So it is one thing to know and another to take action. You can be knowing that you are able to speak. You can be knowing that you can teach. You can be knowing that you can code. You can be knowing that you can share an experience with other people. But if you do not take the extra step of doing it, then you are as good as that person who is not doing it. So, and you can imagine in the career world, if a person just stays with their knowledge, or rather with their credentials, and never take any action towards implementing them, that knowledge which you have not implemented become easily replaced, because really information cannot just stay in a vacuum. You can have the information in your mind, yes, but if it's not used, it is very easy for it to be replaced with other things. That's why our skills, we have to keep applying them again and again and again, so that we get better. Otherwise, they can be replaced by other things. And what if I told you that the people that are confident is because they were not afraid to fail? What if I told you that the most successful people are doing what they are doing simply because they failed, yes, but never allowed themselves to be held back by that failure? So we will keep talking about confidence to our friends also. When you're struggling with confidence, the other part of building it is teaching another person. Teaching on the go does not only help you, but also helps others. And the more you teach, the more good you get at it. And whenever you are teaching a person out of a struggle that you had, it becomes easy for you to overcome it, because you are actually telling your brain, your mind, that you can do this, and you will keep doing that over and over again. So let's talk about, why is confidence important? Confidence is important because it is the one thing that makes entrepreneurs try out new things, without fear of becoming or failing. Because yes, you may try businesses and they fail, but an entrepreneur doesn't give up on the business simply because they failed at that time. It is the confidence that will make them pitch an idea and keep iterating until it comes out the best. Another example in real world is in leadership. People don't expect leaders to be perfect, but they are expected to show trust, or rather demonstrate trust, and also their ability to figure out or to calm situations as they appear. Otherwise, an unconfident leader, no one would want to follow them. So that is the application of confidence in leadership and in entrepreneurship. And in the career, it is confidence that will make you raise your hand to take up new tasks, which is outside your comfort zone, that will make you discoverable and will make you visible for the people looking to hire a new talent or even to promote you. If you're not confident enough to raise your hand to do a new thing, or confident enough to take up that leadership position in career, it becomes difficult for you to progress. So it is confidence that is a differentiator between the people that take action and those that hesitate. So we've talked about the application of leadership and why is it important to do so. So then, how do we then grow confidence? Yes, so we grow confidence by taking action. That's the one thing I've talked about. Let me not redo that. Another one is whatever you have chosen to do, focus on that main thing. Yeah, you need to ignore all the other things so that you do not become easily distracted, because obviously when you are distracted, you will not be confident in articulating your points well. An example, when you're delivering a keynote speech, you look at the people and be able to connect to the audience, see those people that are paying attention to you. And as a person who is speaking, you can make your eyes move around. And when you notice the people that are listening with intent, nodding and all that, those are the people you want to keep looking at them, because they will fuel you. They will keep encouraging you to go on. So you focus on those ones, so you'll be able to focus. And the more confident you are, they are focusing on the people that are affirming you, the better you become at expressing your points when you're delivering a keynote speech. It also helps also when you are teaching something, for example. You focus definitely on those that are paying attention to you so that they don't drain your energy. So another part is how you grow confidence is focusing on the one thing that you're talking about. When you have your thoughts scattered, obviously you will become nervous. But when you have arranged your thoughts in a particular way, directing it in a particular manner, drawing your attention to the one thing that you are teaching about or talking about, then you'll be able to express it well. And by expressing it well, it's easier for you to keep moving to the next point and the next point and the next point that follows. Yeah, so focusing on the audience in that manner would be able to help you. Yeah, and also, while you are delivering the particular point, you make it simple. Avoid the jargons, because you could be an expert in a field and you're giving a talk on that. But making it using complex things will make your audience not relate to you well. And that way, they will feel like you are giving them too many big things. And when you're explaining complex things, whenever you are struggling to explain because you're using big words that are not relatable, the environment around you will read differently. So as a speaker, you will definitely be able to read the mood of the room and use the language that is relatable to your audience. So also that brings to the next point, that you need to have researched on your audience too well, so that you know what to do when you're preparing for that keynote speech, and you will not struggle bringing out well. Another part is that many people might ignore. You need to be relaxed way ahead of your presentation, because if you're nervous yourself, you may have to calm yourself down. Maybe meditation, for those who do meditate. There are people that prefer to do that to calm themselves. Get a drink, relax, calm down, and make sure you have eaten. Yes, eating well will enable you to be confident even when you're doing your presentation, because your body would be well fed, not dehydrated, because when you're dehydrated, it becomes very, very difficult for you to present something confidently. Another thing is how you dress will also affect how you present yourself, either confident or not confident. We're not saying that you go dressing in expensive outfit and all that, but dress on things that are comfortable to you. Pick a particular dress that gives you the energy. You know yourself and you know the things that excite you. So if a particular jacket gives you the energy, go ahead and use it. And if a particular shoe, for example, gives you the energy, please go ahead and put on, so that you are exuding confidence even as you speak to people or as you present whatever thing you are presenting. Another tip is that you have prepared your notes well. Make sure that you have them at your fingertips so that you don't struggle much in remembering a lot that you have talked about. So finally, just flow. As you deliver, Just flow. Don't overthink it, because one of the things that will affect how you deliver is the overthinking and over preparation of it, which causes you to become even more nervous. So don't overthink it. Show up with confidence and present that you want to present to your audience or the people you are addressing at that particular point. So those are the tips that you can use to build your confidence, and the things that you can use for that. And I know we talked about our upbringing and how it can affect you either showing up confidently or not confident. So how then do you address your past? The best way to look at the past is this. Always look at it with a lot of grace and forgiveness towards yourself. And also show grace to those that could have treated you in a manner that made you not be confident with yourself. Yeah? And you let go of the things that affected you in the past, because you cannot be living in your past. So addressing your past thoughts and belief systems is what will bring you out. For example, you need to reframe what you were told. Maybe you are not confident. You will reframe that and tell yourself that I am confident and I'm able to deliver this speech, and I'm going to articulate my points well. So using a reframe, you do your own reframe that you know would work for you. I'm just giving an example. So work on the reframes that will help you move away from that past, and know that that past was just a statistic and a learning point, and it doesn't define where you are going. So by addressing your self-limiting beliefs is going to help you move forward with a lot of confidence. And the key point is keep taking action. Keep taking action over and over again. In this next part of the conversation, we are going to look at the reflection questions that are going to help us build our confidence. So in this section, I would like to invite you into reflection of looking at your past. Look at the things that held you back in the past from taking that action, or rather making that decision about your career change. Yeah, look at the many things that held you back and look at it this way. How would I have done better? An example is there was an opportunity in your workplace, or you saw a job advertised, and then you looked at the credentials and felt that I do not meet the criteria, and you blocked yourself. You actually canceled yourself before presenting the application. Look at the opportunity maybe you missed at that point, and journal down, or rather write down the better things that you would have done. An example of what you can put down is, I would have applied for the job and be rejected. Then that way you would have known that you did not really qualify. So we don't disqualify ourselves because we are doubting our skills. And most of the time, we don't need to meet the 100% of the criteria before making a step towards applying for that job. You apply, and then it would be rejected, and then you move up from there. So that is your past. And then look at it now. What can you do now that will build confidence? And I invite you to take this challenge with me. In the next few weeks, look at opportunities and apply for them. I'm not saying you throw the applications everywhere, but I'm saying narrow down to what you want, and then see the qualifications that you meet and apply it as an action to building your confidence. Yeah, this is an activity that is to build your confidence. Another action you could take is, there is a speaking engagement that you declined. Look at it this way. What could I have done better? And prepare as though you have it already. So success sometimes in our career is living the success ourselves, visualizing how success looks like, and then confidently approach it with a mind that you've already achieved what you want. That way, it will boost your confidence and you will be able to grow in that sense. So, the past few weeks, if you'd like me to help you with that, please reach out. My contact definitely is on this channel, so you will engage me and we continue. I'll help you with that. So another part is where you can take confidence is look at the activities you wanted to do, not in career only, but in your personal development space. Yeah. If there are things that you desired and you held back because you did not believe in yourself, first is look at it this way. What's the worst case scenario? What can happen? What's the worst that can happen if I did this thing, or rather applied for a particular role, or even if I went to the speaking engagement? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you don't get to speak because they had enough speakers, or you don't get the job that you have applied for. So that should not stop you. Don't disqualify yourself first, because most of the people struggle with confidence because of what they're telling themselves. Yeah, the one voice that is very loud is the voices within. And when you address that negative talk that you could be having, the more confident you will appear in the things that you do. So if you focus on that, speaking, affirming yourself first before you get the affirmation of others is going to help you show up confidently. So another way of doing the reflection is practicing. You practice it any opportunity that presents itself. Be happy to raise your hand. You know why you're raising your hand. It might not have the benefits that are so obvious, but you know what you're looking for. An example is when I was in my corporate career, one time I raised my hand to lead in a meeting. Yeah, when I raised my hand to lead in a meeting, it gave me the confidence to speak and to deliver the points. And I was even surprised at myself that there was really nothing holding me back apart from myself. So raising my hand was in itself granting myself permission to try something new. So be sure that that one step of raising my hand to lead in a meeting helped me to become confident in who I am becoming. Another inspiration of what I did that gave me a lot of confidence was that I wrote a lot on LinkedIn. So writing a lot on LinkedIn started attracting attention to many people that I was, the audience I was talking to. And obviously day one of writing, it wasn't that easy. Yeah, I remember writing a post and then deleting it in less than 2 seconds because I doubted myself and I disqualified myself, and I started asking myself, who do I think I am? What will the people think about me? What will that? And then on and on and on and on, thinking about things that were not really there. But then after that, I asked myself, why did I disqualify myself? Yeah, and this came in my personal reflection time. Why did I really disqualify myself? So after writing and deleting it, I rewrote the content and posted. And so I did the posting day 1, day 2, day 3. Obviously, it was a struggle until before I got to where I am right now, where I write without even second thoughts about it. It was a struggle. So writing on LinkedIn gave me a lot of attention there. And I remember getting an invitation to do a conversation, or rather, a conversation in a team to talk about something that I had been writing a lot about. So you see, had I not been confident enough to put out my work out there, I would not have gotten this invitation to speak. Yes, and that speaking engagement was another way of boosting my confidence. It gave me more confidence to keep on keeping on at what I am doing. So be encouraged that you would be able to become confident as you go. So your confidence is going to be built over time. Let go of thinking that you need to be perfect first before you take action. Another application part of action that I would like you to take after this conversation is, if you're in an business environment, or rather you are an entrepreneur, you will not stop doing the thing that you're doing simply because you lacked confidence, or rather you will not hesitate from taking action, from pitching that business idea, or from looking for funding for your idea because you are scared of what if the business fails. It is in the risk taking that many people have developed big businesses. You would read historically that many businesses started and they failed many times. But it is confidence that made them, the people that started businesses, to keep going on even when the difficulties were around. So the point is, you don't wait for perfect environment or perfect timing before you start, because that perfect timing doesn't really, may never come. It is better for you to have something at hand that is running than the perfectly undone thing. You need to keeping on so that you become confident at it, and all that in your business and in your career growth. So having reflected on your past, looking at what you have in the moment will enable you to take the next step. And scientifically, it is also showed that a person that takes the first step will have the confidence to keep taking steps over and over again. An example is, if you want to get fit, you will imagine that a person that is fit looks in a particular way. Then when you create the perfect being in your mind, you will start practicing. And day one, when you go to do exercise, for example, if you go to the gym, day one, there will be nothing. But there's something you're doing to your brain. Day one, you will take the action. So by you taking day one, it means that you can do day two, unlike procrastinating that I will do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. So if you start today, you will be more confident to take more action tomorrow. So before you know it, you will be having the momentum to keep on once you start. So start confidently building that which you desire. Start confidently by applying for jobs that you desire. Start confidently by starting that business that you desire. And the perfection, or rather the desirable outcome, will come once you take action. Because if you do not take the action, it becomes very difficult for you to move. Yeah, you cannot move. You cannot keep staying stuck because you lack confidence. You have to keep this one step at a time. Everything that comes, or rather everything that you experience, will add up into your success. Because truth be told, overnight success actually doesn't exist. That's what I believe in. It is always in the constant. But overnight breakthroughs are true, and they do happen to many people. But most of the time, it is about the steps that you do day in, day out. Then you will become more confident. Okay, in the next part of the conversation, we are going to speak about how confidence impacts real-world experience. And we are going to talk about in three aspects again, about leadership. Another part is career growth, and another part is business or entrepreneurship. So we'll talk about the leadership, and a leader that is confident inspires trust. Yes, because they are decisive, they are bold, and they are able to stay calm even when there is a crisis. Yes, as earlier alluded, that confidence is what helps a leader to stay calm even when there is uncertainty, and also when there is in the midst of crisis, it means that they are able to be able to lead the team, even in communicating change. And because of their openness and ability to communicate coherently, people are able to trust them. They are able to inspire trust. And of course, trust is built over time. Again, everything is built just the way confidence is. So you start when you're not confident. As you go along, you become confident by taking action. Same is trust. You build trust over time. So a confident leader is better when it comes to leading teams because they are able to manage crisis as well. And so in a real example is, you can imagine if there is a change in the place of work and then the leader is not confident enough to talk to the team, inspire their trust and tell them how things are honestly, but yet again in a way that it doesn't cause anxiety. So it is a confident leader being able to figure out things would be easily trusted by the teams, and teams are able to continue working even when amidst crisis because a leader has been able to explain to them, or rather express or explicitly tell them how things are going to get better in that aspect. So another part is in career growth. Yes, confidence is what will help you even go for that payment raise. Yes, you'd be able to negotiate for a payment rise when you are confident. So what builds your confidence to doing this? It is being able to articulate what you bring to the table. And then when you articulate what you bring to the table confidently, you'd be able to ask for a pay rise and even confidently explain why you're asking for that pay rise. And obviously, before you get that to that level, we already said that we need to work on our limiting beliefs. Once you've worked on your limiting beliefs, then it would be easy for you to feel that you are worth what you're asking for, because the self-doubt emanates from the things that we imagined or think about or things that were said to us. But when you become confident addressing all that, you will be able to ask for the pay rise well, and also raising your hand for the next opportunity when you have confidence. So that is a real world, a real impact where confidence bringing in leadership and also in career. Another aspect of career is when you have confidence, you would be able to lead, or rather raise your hand to do the extras that can create impact in the world. For example, you can lead a project that does environmental conservation. Yeah, you can lead a project because you're confident on the things that you believe in, and by leading such a project, it would be able to put you out there, make you visible. Or rather, you can raise your hand to maybe chair meetings, and that is what can help you in your next gig so that you show up more confident. So you start practicing the confidence where you are in preparation to your goals and aspirations. And in business, confident leaders, or rather confident business leaders, are able to work in terms of, by risk taking, they are able to make decisions that are going to advance in their businesses, and they are going to make them more profit, or even be confident enough to end some contracts that are not bringing in value into the business. So that is all about the real impact of confidence around entrepreneurship, career growth, and also in leadership. So that's it about the confidence today. And I invite you to take the challenges I have shared with you. That is reflecting on your past and looking at what you have at the moment and how you can do better in your next gigs by addressing the things that have held you back in the past. And also, I would like you to take action by applying for those jobs or those gigs that you've been holding back because you lacked confidence. Confidence will come along. And remember that it is a myth. We are not born confident. We can be trained to be confident. Yes, comes out by practice, and that's what science has proven over time, that confidence is indeed not inherent, but it can be practiced. That's it for today. Do have a lovely day.